What is up, guys? Welcome back today to a brand new series on the channel. As you can see, we are stepping into a brand new game, which is Scrap Mechanic. Just to clarify, this isn't a new game to me. I have, obviously, if I just show you guys, I do have like almost 2,000 hours on the game. Um, but this might be a new game for you guys. Basically, I just do a little quick just talk about it. I just forgot the word then. But yeah, basically, I have all of my old videos on this channel privated because I just wanted to restart the channel. So for any of you that have been here before I privated all my videos, you would know that there were some Scrum Mechanic videos. But for any new people on the channel that have come to this channel, there obviously aren't any Scrum Mechanic videos. You can't see them obviously because they're all privated. So for old people, this isn't a new game, but for new people on the channel, this is a new game. But if you are an old person coming back to this channel and you don't know what Scrum Mechanic is, well, this series is actually gonna teach you how to play Scrum Mechanic and how to build really complex machines. Not complex, because I'm not great into making like logic systems and that. I'm not great at making like memory bits and logic computers and stuff. I'm good at like making simple logic stuff, but like not advanced. So yeah. Anyway, to start off with, here is the main menu screen of Scrum Mechanic. You got four buttons. You got play, character, options, and quick game. Anyway, let's hop into the game. So we're gonna go ahead and press play. Scrum Mechanic, as you can see, it does have three different game modes. You got challenge mode, you got survival mode, and you have creative mode. You also do have custom game up here, but this is a bit more in depth. Basically, custom game is it lets mod creators make their own game mode. So they can make their own survival game mode and have loads of other like different custom parts and stuff that you could like play with. But we're not into that. We're not right now into this. This is Scrum Mechanic Basics. And oh yeah, that's actually gonna be the series name. That's actually gonna be the series' name, Scrum Mechanic Basics. Because I'm gonna teach you guys the basics of Scrum Mechanic. We're gonna do the normal terrain world. We're gonna call this Scrap Mech and Nick Basics, just like this, and we're gonna press play. Don't ask me why. The character models here, they are the default. They are the old character models. Just that's what Scrum Mechanic did for the game. But here we are in the world of Scrum Mechanic. So, like your basic, like any normal controls in any other game, use your mouse to look around. You can use your scroll wheel to scroll along your hotbar down here. If you press, you can actually see just to the left of this book here. This is the mechanic's handbook. You can see it right on the book there. If you look left to the handbook, so down here, if you look just left to the handbook, there's like there's three circles and like two little arrows. They are your hotbars. You have three hotbars in creative mode. If you go ahead and press F1 through F3, you can actually switch between your different hotbars. So obviously when I press F2, obviously now I've got nothing on my hotbar. If I press F3, there's also nothing here. On hotbar 1, it's just your default stuff. This is just all the default stuff you get. So anyway, how do you move around? Obviously, well, like I said, it's just basically normal controls. W, A, S, and D to move forward, back, left, and right. So obviously you can look around everywhere. If you hold down left shift, you can run. By pressing left control, you can crouch up and down. If you hold down Alt and scroll wheel, you can go into third person and also zoom out and zoom in, just like this with your mouse wheel, and make sure you're holding Alt as well when you're doing this. I'm pretty sure you can also press, I think, like X and C to zoom in and out, but I have those unbound for some reason, so they don't work for me. But pretty sure you can use like it's either Z and X or X and C to zoom in and out, as well as the secondary buttons to zoom in and out. Anyway, yeah, but we're gonna be in zoomed in mode. This world is actually really good, like really cool. Actually, we've got like these plateaus up here. So yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and make a simple car. But obviously, how do we do that? So by pressing Tab or I or B for some of you guys. For me, it's Tab, but for some of you guys, it might be I or even B. Because I have actually changed the control, so it might be like I for you guys or even B. But for me, by pressing Tab, you can open up the inventory screen. So all of this stuff is in Scrum Mechanic. So basically everything I mean, yeah, basically all of this is in the scrum mechanic. Like all these, even these sticky wheels. Obviously, these sticky wheels here, they aren't actually in the game as of right now. Obviously, these are just added by a mod. Also, this ball seat. But these actually are going to be added in scrum mechanic in the next major update that they're working on, which is taking like almost 4 years. But yeah, everything else you see here, this is all in the complete game. We can go, like, we actually can just go to mod parts. I mean, you can just see all the mods. So we've got sticky wheels, challenge parts, and the ball seat, and that's the three. That's the three mods we have, and these are all basically these are technically vanilla parts. Just the challenge parts, obviously, the only way to access them, unless you use this mod, the only way to access these challenge parts is to go into challenge mode and actually build your own challenge. But we're not to the building your own challenge stage. We're in the part of just building your own car. But obviously you need to know some of the controls, obviously, and how to build and stuff. Obviously, think of it like Minecraft, but instead of left click to dig and right click to place, they are actually inverted. Don't ask me why, but they are just inverted. So by pressing left click, you can place down a block, as you can see. By pressing obviously left click again, you can just build like a nice structure if you want. And I'm gonna turn down the audio a bit in the game. But yeah, as you can see, you can build basically any structure you want. You're probably wondering what this little this blue plus is. That is the direction you're building in. So to actually get rid of this, rather than having to just manually delete them one by one, if you go ahead and hold down right click and drag down to here as well, you can see it's just gonna delete basically all of that area. If there are blocks in this area, they would be deleted. So once you do this, if you let go, they'll all be deleted. But obviously, like I said, you're probably wondering what this blue square is. That's the direction you're building in. So if we hold down left click and drag, we can build a platform. Just like this. Obviously, this isn't movable because we actually have to physically place it down on the ground. So if we try and move this, it's not going to move because we haven't given it a way to be basically we've basically fixed it to the ground. So obviously by doing this, you fix it to the ground. The way to make it not be fixed is by placing it one block up. Yeah, by placing a block first and then building a platform and then deleting this block. And now this is a free object, as you can see. This is a completely free object. Obviously it is concrete. Concrete does have quite a bit of friction, and concrete isn't light, so yeah. Also this bounciness you can kind of see. If it does it again, yeah, you can see that little bounciness. That's just the game's physics doing stuff. And yeah, oh yeah, the hammer does actually have a block feature. It's not in survival mode for some reason, but yeah. I'm gonna just quickly lay out my hotbar in the way that I want it to be. So we don't need a hammer. We don't maybe need concrete. We want our wood. We want our bearing. Well, yeah, we'll block, our bearing, a wheel, our seat, and an engine. That's basically all you need really to make it. That's actually all you need to make a car. This is all you need to make a fully working car. Just these 5 pieces, and that's it. Obviously, you actually can choose your choice of seat and engine. So there actually are 2 different types of seat. There is a driver's seat or a driver's saddle. These parts here, these are more advanced kind of. They are just these are more kind of advanced stuff. They just let you do more things, I guess. But we're just gonna use these default pieces. We're just gonna use the default ones that you just get when you first join. So anyway, the lift. The lift, really useful. You can place it down. Just like this. If you press, I don't know which buttons it would be for you guys. It might be up and down arrow keys for you guys, maybe plus and minus. But for me, it's my mouse's thumb buttons. I can lift this up and down. Anyway, let's bring our lift down, and let's build like a little base. So we're gonna go ahead and build just maybe like that big. Actually no, we're gonna build that big. We want to make sure we have a center right here. Or not a center. We want to make sure we have an odd center, an even center, because this is even. I get confused with odd and even because I don't know which is odd and even. But yeah, this is even because we have 3 and 3. And obviously this seat is actually even width. So we can actually place our seat there, and now our seat is in the middle. Obviously if we had another row here, now the seat is off a little bit. we're gonna go ahead and put this seat right around here. So I put some weight in the front, and we can then go ahead and put our engine right in the back. I don't know if I've missed anything yet. I guess I kind of have missed something, but it's not really needed because we actually don't actually need to do it really. But if you have a block out, if you press Q, you can switch the direction of building. So instead of building on a horizontal plane, you can instead build on a vertical plane. There it is. And actually, speaking of which, I just did it then. You can only build a maximum of a 16 by 16, as you can see. If I try and go any bigger than this, it doesn't let me. So you can go anywhere from a 1 by 1 by 1, or a 1 by 1 by, or a 16 by 16 by 1. You can't build, you can't do this, and you can't build depth as well. So you can't build, like, you can't do this and then also build that way at the same time, which would be kind of cool. Because I don't know what I don't know what you use. I don't know what this. I actually don't even know what the symbol would be. But yeah, you got all directions of planes. So you got obviously this way, and this way. Obviously, yeah, you can obviously go this way. And obviously, if you're looking this way as well, you can change it to this way. And then obviously you got flat as well. So every single direction that you need. Obviously, we don't need them. So obviously now the difficult thing is obviously to build the car. So the way to build the car is we're going to put a block here, here, and here. We're then going to bring this out by, like, we can bring this out by, we can bring this out by 1 block. And then what we can do is we can put a bearing underneath here. I'm actually going to go and use a pipe piece. So we're going to go type up pipe. I'm going to grab this pipe short, put it down here. You can actually left shift and click to put it down there easier. So just put that pipe down there. Also going to grab this pipe corner, place it down here. Because what I want to do is I actually want to use, we actually can use pipes instead of the blocks to make it look a little bit better. That's the wrong way. Make sure you press Q to rotate the pipe the way you want it to be. We can then go ahead and put pipes on here. I'm going to lift up my lift. I'm going to put a bearing underneath here, a bearing underneath here. I'm not going to put a bearing underneath here, but I will put a pipe though. Actually, no, I will put I'll just put a normal, actually no, I'll put a pipe again. And yeah, I actually do the same thing for right here. I kind of want to put a pipe and then the bearing, but as you can see, we actually can't put the bearing here because the lift's in the way. So how do we move the lift over? But let me just very quickly do this side first. So we're going to put a pipe here, then a bearing, put a pipe here, and we're actually not going to put a bearing on that. We're just going to put a corner pipe there, a corner pipe there. And we're actually on this one, we're going to put a corner pipe here as well. So that bearing will, speaking of which, if you bring up your connect tool, which I just did, you'll see the connections of where everything is. So you can see there's a bearing. This is the bearing, this is the seat, and that is the engine right there. But obviously we need to put a bearing here, but we can. But the way to do that is if you place your lift down, your creation will come off your lift. If you left click on your creation, you can then have it on your lift, you can place it back down, and then it will move from where you picked it up. I'm actually not 100% sure if there is a range on basically being able to drag this. Obviously you can drag this quite far away. We can move this all the way over here, and it will just basically just teleport over there. But I actually kind of like this little area, so we're gonna keep building right here. But obviously, you might be seeing this already. By doing that, we actually have put the lift in the middle. It's obviously not in it's not directly in the middle because obviously, here it is 4 blocks. Here it is 3 blocks. If we were to go out, obviously one more here. Now the lift's in the middle, but the way we put our wheels, there's a block here, and now there's 2 blocks here. So that looks a bit weird. But now anyway, our lift has moved out of the way, so we can now put our bearing on here, put our pipe down, and now we want to go ahead and put our bearings on here. We can put our bearings here, here, and here. This is what is going to let the car drive forwards and backwards. We can then go ahead and put our wheels on. There you go, one wheel, 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels. There we go. Our car is looking like a little car. We can take it off our lift. If you just hold right click on your lift, you can delete it. And now we have to wire everything up. So make sure first thing to note in Scrum Mechanic, make sure you always connect the engine to the seat before you start connecting the engine to the wheels and everything else. I will show you what that does after we've wired everything else up. So let's go ahead and wire the engine into these bearings right here, the horizontal bearings. So this bearing, actually I think I might have to upgrade this engine by 1. That might have been a bit loud for you guys. Sorry if it was. But yeah, we are just gonna have to upgrade this engine just a tad bit because I mean, actually I guess we don't have to wire it up. We can just go ahead and just redo that again quickly. The only reason why I say we have to level it up, we don't have to level it up because this will still work as a car. The only reason why is that obviously in survival mode there are different leveled parts. As you can see, there's obviously level 1 through level 5 driver seats, level 1 through level 5 saddle seats, and so on. There's level 1 through to level 5 engines. Same with the electric engine, same with the thruster, same with the controller, and so on, and the sensor and piston, and basically everything else. The only reason why is because we're currently using a level 1 gas engine. And the level 1 gas engine can only be wired up into 2 bearings. So by leveling up to level 2, we would be able, as you can see here actually, we can unlock 2 bearings, 1 plus efficiency and 2 gears. This basically just lets us up this here by 2 more settings, but we don't need to go that fast anyway. And the 2 bearings, that would let us wire up 2 more bearings to our engine, but we can actually adjust this. So if we want rear wheel drive, we can have rear wheel drive. If we want to have front wheel drive, we can obviously just rewire them like that. And actually, here's a little note that if you click and drag from here, you can actually unwire it and actually hook it up back into a different wheel, rather than having to just unhook it and then hook it up back up. So that's a little nice feature. Anyway, you might be able to see that if we come over to this wheel is spinning the wrong direction. If you right click while holding your connector, it will flip the direction of the bearing. We can go ahead and wire up our driver's seat to these vertical bearings, or actually no, these horizontal. Did I call these the vertical? Did I call these horizontal? These are vertical bearings. Yeah, these are vertical bearings, not horizontal. These are vertical bearings. We want to connect the driver's seat, the green blob, to the horizontal bearings. This is gonna provide steering. Let's do the other one, and there we go. If we now press E on the seat to get in, you might very faintly hear the engine. Let me just go ahead and actually turn up the noise. If you can hear that, the engine is actually going because we have actually just got into the driver's seat, so the engine is actually on. As soon as you get into the driver's seat, the engine does turn on. If we get out, obviously the engine has now turned off. We can't hear it anymore. But if we get in the seat quickly, if we press A and D, right now that is inverted. As you can see, if I go into first person, if I turn left, as you can see, I am pressing A to turn left. Our wheels have turned right because. Also, if we press D as well, they'll turn left. We actually need to flip the direction of these bearings, so we just right click on these bearings to flip the direction. We can go ahead and maybe increase this engine's power just by 1 tick maybe. Actually, we'll try it on just 1 tick for now. This is a very small creation, and basically now you can drive. I'm actually just gonna very quickly go ahead and just turn down the volume again because once we start going, the engine will get a bit louder. But yeah, as you can see now, if we now press W, A, S, and D, we can now drive around, just like this. We have our first little car. We can actually, if we stop the car quickly, we can go ahead and get out. We can increase the power just by a little bit. This will allow us to go a little bit faster. As you can see, we actually are going quite a bit faster now. Obviously, this is a really small creation. Obviously we have built like a really small creation, so it will try to drift a lot, like it just did there. So trying to counteract, as you can see, it is trying to pull us. But yeah, we have now made our first little car in Scrum Mechanic. I actually will go ahead quickly, just show you one more little tip, because we were kind of drifting a little bit. So we can go ahead and add, if we grab some concrete, as you can see I just did there. If we go ahead and actually if we put our lift down, but put our lift down like right here, we can actually put our lift underneath the vehicle, and now we can lift our lift up and actually flip over the car. Obviously now we actually aren't able to fully flip it. If you quickly delete your lift, place it back down, and then lift it back up, you can do that, and there we go. We have now flipped over the car. We can go ahead and add just a little bit of weight, just to the bottom right here. We actually instead of putting it there, if we get rid of these blocks, we can actually just put the weight right there. So then we don't bottom out right here. So yeah, just by adding a little bit, we can add a bit of weight here actually, just a little bit. That should help us stay on the ground a bit better, and also stop us from drifting a lot more. But yeah, I will show you one more thing. If you want to save this, if you put it on your lift one more time, you can go ahead and press E on your lift. It will bring up the save creation page, the save creation menu. You can give it a name. So we're going to call this SM Basics your first car. And we'll just go ahead and put SM Basics into some square brackets. We can press save, and there we go. Our creation is over there. And actually, obviously, I have loads of creations here that I have actually. I haven't built all these creations. I have actually downloaded these from the workshop. You can download loads of other people's stuff that they also save on their lift, and that they upload to the workshop. By obviously just if you look at your vehicle, you can press share, and that will upload it straight to the workshop. You will have to go to the workshop page and actually make the vehicle be private or be public. Because by default, I'm pretty sure it makes it be hidden. So you actually do have to make it be public. But yeah, that is how to build your first simple car. Oh yeah, actually yeah. Well, one more thing, I forgot then. Actually no. You know what? No. I'm not gonna talk about that anymore because this is just I'm dragging this video a lot longer than I wanted to. I'm gonna quickly just clear my hotbar. But yeah, here is your first simple little car. If here is the wiring again. If you guys want to just quickly want to go over the wiring. So engine to the seat, engine to the back wheels or the front wheels, doesn't matter which wheels you want. You can even do like this if you wanted to, or you could have like just those two wheels if you want. But then you would have then your wheels would then the car would try to turn like this. Obviously, you can counteract the turning just by turning, obviously. But because we have just these two wheels being powered, just by default, just by pressing the gas, it wants to turn us to the right, kind of like a tank almost. But yeah, we're just gonna connect these back up to here. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this first episode of Scrum Mechanic Basics. If you guys are enjoying this series so far, obviously I know it's only the first episode, but if you are wanting to see more of this, let me know down in the comment section. By the time you're seeing this video, actually, I've probably already recorded episode 2. So because I'm recording these I'm actually gonna probably record these videos in advance, so I'm not gonna be able to see the comments until like episode 3. Depending on when episode 3 comes out, though. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. In the next, obviously, like I said, well, not like I said, but in the next episode, we will go ahead and add suspension to the car, maybe even a thruster to the back of this car to give us a bit more of a boost. And yeah, anyway guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you can be updated whenever I do a video like this. But also make sure guys to join the Discord down in the description. I will leave the link to the community Discord down in the comment section. But yeah guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.